Good morning. Today we're going to be looking at the age-old debate of once saved, always saved. And today I'm going to illustrate that I think simply asking the question shows a lack of understanding about what salvation is and how salvation works. I don't even think it's proper to ask the question, can someone lose their salvation? So to avoid that confusion, that misunderstanding, let's talk about what it is and how it works. So Ephesians 2:8 says, "For you are saved by grace through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is God's gift." So your salvation comes by grace through your faith. Okay? Since we're saved by grace through faith, as long as we remain in faith or faithful, then you'll be saved, right? This should clarify a lot. It's not a transaction. To be saved, I don't have a moment where I exchange a piece of faith for a piece of salvation, right? It's not this transactional thing. What that means for us is you don't simply have momentarily faith and that's enough to sustain your salvation. So that's clarifying, and it should be sobering, should wake us up a little bit. John 15:6, "If anyone does not remain in me, he is thrown aside like a branch and withers. They gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned." So Jesus is saying, if you don't remain in me, the faith in Jesus Christ that comes to us by God via grace, if you don't remain in Christ, you're thrown aside like a branch and you wither. 1 Corinthians 15:2, "You are also saved by it, if you hold to the message I proclaimed to you, unless you believed to no purpose." I'm going to read that again. 1 Corinthians 15:2, "You are also saved by it, if you hold to the message I proclaimed to you, unless you believed to no purpose." 2 Timothy 2:10, "This is why I endure all things for the elect, so that they also may obtain salvation, which is in Christ Jesus with eternal glory." So what we need to ask, what we actually want to know is, not can you lose your salvation, can you lose your faith? For it is by grace through faith that you are saved, right? So we are not wondering or needing to know if we can lose our salvation. We are wanting to understand, can we lose our faith? Luke 8:13, "And the seed on the rock are those who, when they hear, receive the word with joy. Having no root, these believe for a while and fall away in a time of testing." I think it's very clear based on Luke 8:13, you can lose your faith, because the seed that falls on the rocky soil are those who hear and receive the word with joy. They believe for a while and then fall away in a time of testing. Hebrews 10:39, "But we are not those who draw back and are destroyed, but those who have faith and are saved." 1 Timothy 1:19, "Having faith and good conscience. Some have rejected these and have shipwrecked their faith." Colossians 1:22-23, "But now he has reconciled you by his physical body through his death, to present you holy, faultless, and blameless before him. If indeed you remain grounded and steadfast in the faith, and are not shifted away from the hope of the gospel that you heard. This gospel has been proclaimed in all creation under heaven, and I, Paul, have become a servant of it." Yeah, you can lose your faith. The scriptures tell us that you are saved by grace through faith. and not of works. Faith, remaining in faith is what leads to salvation, right? The end goal of our faith is salvation. Encourage others with this. Encourage them and help them to be sober-minded by letting them know the question is not can we lose our salvation. The question is can we lose our faith. All right. God bless.